Welcome back to Movie Trailer Reviews. Your host, Chris here, and I got Phenom on the line, and we are here. It's been a bad week for us for movies, man. Now, this one is our fault. We knew this was not going to be a good movie when we signed up for it. And truth of the matter is, I think I had more fun watching this than I did the other movie we did, A Ghost Story.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Even though this movie's still a piece of shit.
Oh, this movie's terrible. It's Wish Upon. A teenage girl discovers a box that carries magic powers and a deadly price for using them. It is directed by... What did John Leonetta do? Was he a director? Or he was a director or something.
John Leonetta. I'm not sure if I know that name.
He was a cinematographer. Well, see, what it is they keep bringing up the fact that he was the director of Annabelle. And because Annabelle has that like 100% of Rotten Tomatoes, 2 has a high score on Rotten Tomatoes right now, even though the first Annabelle did not have a high score because it was not a really good movie.
I've actually been, and this is weird that this comes up, I've actually been perusing some Reddit forums in preparation for San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
And supposedly there might be a screening or is a screening of the new Annabelle film possibly going down at Comic-Con, but in accordance with such, they've been doing, I guess early screenings of it, and people are claiming that it's way fucking better.
Yeah, because you know why? Because this guy didn't direct it. Because you know what? This guy, so he has Annabelle 2, the Butterfly Effect 2.
Oh God, he did the Butterfly Effect 2?
Yeah. He did one episode of Sleepy Hollow, Wolves at the Door. I've never seen that. But what he's known for is he's really a cinematographer. So he's the cinematographer for like Insidious. He's a cinematographer for the first Conjuring film. And that's the shit they use to promote Wish Upon. They're like, from the people that brought you Insidious. And it's like, well, it's a cinematographer. Like, I'm always wary when they say that shit. Because it's never from the director. It's never from the person who actually made the film good. And not saying the cinematographer doesn't do anything good there. He does. But I'm just saying, people have a certain expectation when they hear that. You immediately go, oh, was it the guy who directed Conjuring? No. Was it the guy who wrote Conjuring? No. Who the fuck was it? The cinematographer. You're like, oh, okay, we'll check it out. No, Wish Upon is fucking horrible. It's fucking terrible. And honestly, if it wasn't for a Ghost Story literally just pissing me off, I'd probably be way more pissed about talking about this movie than I am.
A Ghost in a Sheet story.
But a Ghost in a Sheet, a Ghost in a Sheet story just kind of, takes all the wind out of that sail. But basically what this is, and I know what happened. Leonardo went out and he was like, listen, you know what? I want to do another Final Destination movie. And they've already done 5 of those fucking films, I think? Then they did 5.
I don't even know at this point. I feel like some of them went direct to DVD and some of them went direct to recycle bin. But I directly went somewhere my ass wasn't going to look for them.
Right. And so that's basically probably what he was told when he said, when he asked, can I make a Final Destination film? They were like, hey, buddy, nobody wants to see those fucking films. And so he was like, well, I'm going to make one anyway. I'll just throw it into Wish Upon. Because this movie bites so fucking hard from Final Destinations and some of these death scenes. Yet it doesn't bite hard enough because while people die horrendously in horrendous ways, most times you don't see it or they cut away from it because it is PG-13.
Hey, real talk, everybody in this film who died deserved that shit. Like, I don't even think it had anything to do with her wishing upon a goddamn thing.
They were just fucking stupid.
Selection and Darwinism was really strong in this fucking film. Because getting your fucking ponytail caught in a goddamn garbage disposal is just your time to go, okay? There's no argument with me against that. Like, you're not going to get to the gates and blame God for your department. Like, that's just for your departing. That's really not going to
What makes that scene so bad is she tried hard for, like, in Final Destination, when people end up slipping and falling and breaking or doing something stupid, the stupid thing isn't usually what kills them. In this film, it's almost like, well, no, I'm going to put my hair down there so this can happen because that's the only way this scene will work.
Also, hair really isn't that fucking strong for something that's spinning that fucking fast.
It's not. Her hair would have been ripped out.
Point, did she grab her own ponytail to give herself leverage so that she could hit the button that was right beside her knee thigh the whole time.
Right.
I've never seen a film that plays with the audience in such a weak fucking way. Like, it's literally the father that abandoned you that shows up when you're 19 and wants to play catch. That's how this fucking film handles certain scenes. Like, Fuck that shit. And it's just a mess. It's a mess of storytelling. It's a mess of editing. Fucking Ryan C. Phillips' beard grows back between scenes.
Oh, he has the Buffalo Wild Wings rally beard. It rallies in scenes. It's fucking hilarious.
Off when she makes a wish for him, and then 5 minutes later, it's completely full grown grungy man back. Like he looks like he came straight from a fucking tape in the Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, it's amazing how this movie breaks itself with terrible editing, stringing scenes together that just don't make sense in their own timeline. But the most egregious thing, and again, if you're going to go see this film and we spoil it for you, we're saving you some time. So what they try to say is, again, she gets this little wish box. She makes a wish. But the catch is that when you make a wish, somebody close to you dies. At least that's what they bill it as, right? In the trailers and everything else like that. And she has 7 wishes. And what happens, though, in the middle of the film is one of her friends, Asian guy, I think his name was Ryan, takes her to meet his, because, again, if you're going to deal with the box is, of course, Asian and Chinese, and so she knows about the ancient Chinese occult, and of course, just because tropes, right? So he takes her, takes the lead. I think her name was what? Claire. I think that was the girl's name, Claire.
Sure, whatever.
To go, yeah, right. We'll go with Claire. To meet Ryan's cousin, and she literally the first time they meet, she tells her, "Hey, listen, I'll look." The cousin says, "I'll look more into this, get some information." There in the film, the cousin finds out, it's like, "Hey, listen, yeah, what I found is there's a blood debt when you make a wish and somebody close to you dies, and call me back, blah blah." And you see what's gonna happen. The cousin, Claire already made a wish, and the cousin is the one that dies. But it breaks the film because there's no connection in terms of Claire and this cousin. Like, they just met. This is not somebody close to her.
No, but you know what? They never say that. I feel like they said that in the trailer, but they cut it out of the film because I went into the film thinking the same thing, that if you make a wish, somebody close to you dies. But when she calls to leave the voicemail, she's just like, somebody dies. And I'm like, wait, but that's stupid.
Well,
like,
no. Well, so
why would you ever stop making wishes? Any random person can die anyway.
Right. And that's why they had to change it, because it only works if they kill her. But the only way because she's the outlier, she's the outlying victim. Because everybody else is a close person or pet to Claire.
Not really. Her and her uncle aren't close.
No, they were. They were, because she used to talk to him, and her father was like, "Hey, I don't know why you deal with him. I don't mess with him." Like the beef between her father and her uncle, not her and her uncle. So that was somebody kind of. And the other thing too is they try to make it seem as the more wishes you make, and the more closer you get to 7, the closer the person is to you. And even if you look at it, that's kind of what happens. First it was a pet, then it's the sort of kind of estranged cousin. I mean, uncle.
Like the pet dying. We don't even know if that was because of the wish, because that motherfucking dog was old as shit.
Well, again, we're going with the idea that it's the wishes, right? But I think that even the way that makes sense, because again, if it's not, if it slowly gets, this is what the film is trying to say. It's okay, you don't notice the first few wishes because it's somebody that's not close to you. But as you do more wishes, you become addicted to the wishes. And so as the deaths get closer and closer to you, you don't care. And that's kind of what happens here with Claire. Is it gets to the point where her friends are like, "You're an asshole for keep making wishes. Stop making wishes." Clearly something's going on here, but she's become so addicted to what she's getting from these wishes that she keeps doing it. The problem with that is this film is too shittily written to effectively make that the story. Instead, what you get is you get every fucking teenage movie trope in the fucking world. You get you get Claire being, this girl who you're supposed to feel sorry for, but at the end you're just like, you're a fucking asshole and you kind of deserve to die because you're a fucking idiot wasting wishes on the dumbest shit. first couple wishes I can give her. As the film goes on, she starts realizing that, yo, I can really, get my wishes made.
Right. She wished to be the most popular person in school. And she was only, and what's funny is that wish didn't even fully work because her friends were still like, yo, fuck you and your popularity, dog.
She wished for that. Knowing it was literally the dumb, like,
that her father would stop embarrassing her.
Yeah, these are wishes she actually uses. Like, they are the dumbest. And what happens is, and this is what happens when you have these filmmakers who rely on these teenage movie tropes that honestly we should get past. Like, it's that shit that, oh, well, teens are stupid. Well, actually, nowadays, you get teens like this, you can actually have teens that are actually pretty fucking smart and might act smarter than you see in other films. You had her, she asked at one point, I wish whatever the popular boy in school was, I wish he was madly in love with me. Now, here's the problem with that. The dude really didn't know she existed. They'd only had a conversation once in 5th grade. Listen, stop doing that trope where the outcast girl or boy has a crush on the most popular boy or girl in the school who doesn't know they exist. That's not how that fucking works. In Spider-Man
really
Home...
When I was in the 9th grade, I didn't remember none of the fucking kids I was friends with in the fucking 5th grade.
Come on.
That shit just real, and I don't remember anything we did. If play Cash Ninja Turtles in kindergarten and fight each other before.
If you're not interacting, that's why there's no relationship there. It's not because, oh, I'm not popular and he is. It's because you guys don't interact whatsoever. Even in Spider-Man Homecoming, where you have Peter, who is obviously the fucking nerd, and you had Liz there, who's 2 grades above her, that works because they're on the debate team together. She actually has interest in him. She knows about him. He knows about her. There's a connection there. Not with well, he's the jock who's with the cheerleader, and I'm not in
every day,
right?
And
right,
like shit. She should have nothing but bad feelings towards this whole group of people, but because he's cute and she's stupid, she makes fucking wishes that he'll madly and fall in love with her in a society of fucking rape culture. But even that, like the whole reason that this film is a stupid teen film is because it's written by a person. And I could immediately tell this when the film started. It is written by a person who thinks they know what teens do. It's not actually written by a person who has hung around any fucking teenagers in the last 25 years, it seems. And I'm not talking about if you have a teenager, like as a child, it's not hanging around them. They live with you. You're a guardian. You take care of them. You have no idea what their fucking conversations are like or what they get involved in or their interest in music. Or the dialogue between groups at the fucking playground or whatever. Like at the pizzeria, they hang out after class. You don't know that shit. So they write things, they make characters say things like dope or you're such a lemony Lizzie head. Like stupid shit that nobody fucking says in goddamn 2017, yo.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers ain't quoting Migos and Ray Shrimmer. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about and you shouldn't be writing dialogue for teenagers, especially white teens.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is ridiculous. When that motherfucker said, yo, don't I look dope in my picture? First of all, he was 27, so that shit just sounded really goddamn awkward. Second off, the way he said it, nobody talks like that. Except people who think they understand what kids talk like.
Mm-hmm.
They say things like dope.
Yeah, it's just...
This whole film is dialogue in the sense of they say things like dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. Like it's fucking stupid. The other thing too is if you're gonna have a film where, I'm supposed to care about, the fact that these other people are dying. There was only one character that died in the film that I actually gave a fuck about. It was one of her best friends. That's because she was the only kind of real character in the film. The film should have probably been about her.
You literally talk about the best worst character in this movie, Sydney Park playing whatever her character's name was. Meredith.
Mm-hmm. No, great. Because at one point, something happens to the popular girl that had been throwing milk and stuff on to Claire, and so her the popular girl's friends come by. Is like, we're going to GoFundMe so we can help her and get her flowers. And Meredith just gives them the finger. It's like, no. Actually, she laughs in her face, and then says, "Hell, fucking no." And I'm like, that's real. That's the one time that you guys actually nailed something correct. Like, I think they just had her
Up with the fucking random gay black dude
Oh, dude,
that just
dude,
doesn't know
bruh,
what's going on with
bruh,
himself at all.
bruh.
The fucking tropey ass douchebag, sarcastic, snickering fucking gay dude that's super ultra gay, but also a super ultra dick.
Super ultra
What is
gay.
up?
And again, nothing wrong with being super ultra gay, but the problem is they don't do nothing with him. He's just
No,
there. He's
nothing
there.
wrong with that. You're really like that, but they just wrote that trope. That's a trope
Yeah.
in films. Like they just did that with his character, and they try to make it seem like he like is genuinely a remorseful person in scenes when we literally just saw him be a fucking dick for no reason in other scenes. And then there's a scene where he's basically like sniveling and brown nosing this one blonde haired girl to the point where they sleep at her house on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like he don't have no home of his own.
Yeah. No, this film does that kind of shit all the time where it's just like, yeah, we're gonna have this stereotypical gay black dude, but we're not gonna do anything with him other than just suggest, and again, suggest, because they don't even come out and say that he's gay. You're just assuming that he's gay because of the over the top, like, honestly, let's be honest, 90s fucking tropes they do. So he's only there to be the gay guy and not to, like, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. What? Oh, God. What?
Look at who the writer of this film is.
No, who's the writer of the fucking film?
The writer of the film is Barbara Marshall. Are you on IMDb?
Yeah.
You should click on her name.
Oh, come on. What else is she? Oh. She's a black woman. How did this happen?
Why?
Well, that explains why Sidney Park's character is written.
It's written like Vivica Fox.
Yeah, that would explain that. But why?
They literally cast this young mixed child to play old Vivica Fox in this movie. The way she sounded like an old 36-plus-year-old black woman in this movie when talking to these teenagers. What the hell, man? That makes it even worse that she didn't know how to properly use the term dope.
Yeah, I mean, the film was just it's fucking stupid. I mean, again,
I got nothing. I just lost everything. Like I can't.
Again,
the fact that a black woman wrote this movie is even it's. I'm so depressed right now.
This film is fucking terrible. It's not entertaining. But again, it not even that it would be. This is just my problem. It goes to just with horror films in general. I need people, if you're gonna, just because horror has become that genre where people think they can just, oh, well, I'll just make my film and fuck it. I don't have to do any real work for it. The acting in this film is terrible.
It's the same thing.
Huh?
Comedy does the same thing for sure.
Oh no, absolutely. But I'm really tired of it happening in horror because I feel like even with comedy, like people will try to at least rely on the actors in the film, what for good or for better or for worse. With horror, they just feel like, oh well, I can just do whatever, and nobody cares. It's fucking horror. Like, fuck it. Like the acting in this film is fucking terrible. The lines are fucking terrible. There's no chemistry between anybody in here. The scenes you're supposed to care about, the tense scenes are not tense because you've seen Final Destination, so you know what's gonna fucking happen. Like nothing. Again, Claire, the lead character, is fucking a piece of shit. Like this isn't one of those films like sometimes I get angry and annoyed when people talk to her in films. At this point, it was the only way for us to keep going. Like for everybody in the audience is to talk to the fucking film and yell at the screen. It's just do better. Like this is terrible. Like there's, I'm doing Toilet Snakes, man. I'm doing it. Because fuck, it doesn't require that much fucking work, apparently. Apparently it doesn't. Because this is just, I don't know. Just, yeah, don't go see this film. You already weren't going to go see this film, but don't go to see this film. I wish, if I wish upon anything, I wish I didn't go to see this film. And that wish would, I'm not going to say it would kill the people who made this film, but I'm just saying I would make that wish. So
At least I would hope it'd kill her script.
yeah. So there you guys have it. Oh shit, what are we getting this out of 10? Fuck. I'll figure it out. I don't know. I got to figure out what a standard low score for a film that just doesn't. Maybe I'll give everything a 2 this week.
I was about to say it deserves a 2.
I'd give it a 2.
Chuck the Deuce deserves a 2.
2. That means I'll give a Ghost Story a 1.5. You can find the rest of the reviews on movie trailer reviews on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music. You can also go to mtrnetwork.net. Check out all of our reviews there as well as our articles. We have some Comic-Con coverage coming up soon because we'll be out next week doing that. Before then, this weekend, the Insanity Check will be Eljoy Williams on joining me, so we'll be having a fun conversation there. Also, some premium stuff coming out. I'm trying to get all the premium episodes we have so far up this weekend. We have a Scarestalgia coming out, 2 comic book clubs, and the spoiler review for Spider-Man, as well as maybe a Playing Dead if I can find myself time to play this last episode of Walking Dead between now and 3 o'clock tomorrow. So, yeah, folks, just keep an eye out. Check us out. Follow us on Instagram, MTR Network, on YouTube, MTR Network there as well, particularly for our Comic-Con coverage coming out next week. So just stay tuned. Till next time, we're out of here. Peace.